Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. At the moment, Ledger is having a deal on their Ledger Family Pack S with 21% off and their Ledger Family Pack X with 10% off. While I do not work for Ledger, I am an affiliate and I do have an affiliate link in the description below for those of you who are interested. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Welcome back to another News I Missed, where I go over news I missed, because there's always 1,000 things happening in the cryptocurrency space, so I bring the news here to you on the weekends as well. Yeah, it says we have key news coming from Polygon developers as they unveil the world's fastest ZK scaling technology known as Plonky 2. That is Polkny? Can't say that. This is a part of the Polygon Zero mission that uses zero knowledge proofs to scale the Ethereum blockchain to 1 billion users as per the official announcement. Plonky 2, what? A recursive snark that's natively compatible with Ethereum and 100 times faster than the existing alternatives. The announcement further adds, Plonky combines Plonk and Free for the best of Starks. Wow. With fast proofs and no trusted setup, and the best of Snarks with support for the names sound ridiculous, with recursion and low verification cost on Ethereum. This is news that I assumed during the week would have been a lot more popular. This was the only website that I could find that actually had this information. We had news about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago. For those of you who do not know, Polygon is another layer sidechain wraparound thing for the Ethereum network that has allowed people, usually used by people who are making NFTs, to not have to deal with the main network per se, and they can mint things for free and send transactions for either free or for like 1 cent. It's extremely inexpensive. We had news sometime last week, like I said, a week ago, 10 days ago, that apparently Polygon was quite like stuffed up, backed up with transactions, and there was one game, it was called like Flower Garden Hunter or something like that, that was taking up 40% of the space on the actual network. So I assumed the thing that has been, and I air quotes here, saving Ethereum as of late until we get Ethereum 2.0 that a lot of people have been using to mint NFTs or use to have freer transactions, that is going to have an update, apparently, that's going to allow it to be 100 times faster. I would have assumed this would have made really popular news, but it didn't. This is why I always say, for some reason, you know, someone created something that allows for virtually free transactions on the most used blockchain on the planet. Cool. The second part was a group of people made something that makes it 100 times faster, but the thing that made the news was Elon Musk once again. Anyway, that's the Polygon news. I assume this will come in handier in the future. I'm going to assume if we are able to do on Ethereum 2.0 merged 1,000 to 10,000 transactions per second. I'm going by 2016, 2017 numbers. I don't know what they're going to be now. Polygon will make it even faster. Anyway, that's the Polygon news. Expected it to be more popular. 'Twas not. And yeah, let's move on. Next up, the Australian Open has apparently teamed up with Decentraland, yes, we're in the future, to hold this year's tournament virtually. One of the world's biggest tennis tournaments, the Australian Open, is entering both the NFT and Metaverse side of the cryptocurrency industry. This year's championship will be held in Decentraland, a leading virtual reality platform. At the same time, fans will be able to participate further by buying NFTs linked to live match data. So apparently this is happening because of 19.9.0. Kind of makes sense. As such, the tournament will take place in Decentraland as well as the actual live tournament. There, visitors will be able to observe the main stadium, Rod Laver Arena, sure. Explore restaurants. What are you going to be doing there? And of course, watch tennis matches as well. Logically, they said with this next wave of technology, global tennis fans will have the opportunity to be part of the 2022 Australian Open in a way never before available. So there's also going to be around 6,776 NFTs. Why that number? Maybe it's like, I was going to say the year was started. That doesn't make any sense. Can someone tell me why 6,776 is applicable to the Australian Open. I don't know. And they're going to be called Art Ball NFTs. Not the nicest word. Each collectible will correspond to a winning shot from all the matches from the 2022. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Okay, that's kind of nice. So apparently you'll be receiving, owners will also receive an airdrop with footage of the point, virtual wearables, and other benefits in the future. Okay, that sounds kind of nice. It's not too bad. I like the idea of that. Like if you're watching, like if you're really into a sport and you were able to collect an NFT of like the highlights of that game, that doesn't sound too bad. So apparently, as far as I can tell, the art balls went on sale a couple of days ago. It doesn't say where they are. I guess on Decentraland. Not really sure. And the event will go live on the 17th of January. So you can also watch the game there. Woo! No, I think it's kind of cool. Decentraland is actually, if I'm not mistaken, the current largest metaverse out there, and or the most popular, with Sandbox being like right behind it. So, I mean, it's kind of cool to find like a case like this for usage. I'm sure we'll figure out even cooler things in the future, but alas, here we are. Anyway, that's the Australian Open joining the Metaverse Decentraland Partnership news. And without further ado, I know I'm ridiculous. Let's move on. Next up, venture capital guru Katie Haun is reportedly raising $900 million for 2 cryptocurrency funds following her departure from Andreessen Horowitz. Can you imagine being able to be like, I feel like raising $900 million. I just, let me just do that right now. Haun is forming the new venture capital firm KRH after splitting from Andreessen, where she served as a general partner for 3 years and co-led the venture capital firm's $2.2 billion cryptocurrency fund. So here's another little tiny point. We don't hear a lot from Andreessen Horowitz. They're usually in the crypto news sometimes if they have an acquisition, but never as much as Grayscale or some of the other bigger companies. Andreessen is also accumulating huge amounts of cryptocurrencies, but they never usually are in the, what's the word? Usually not spoken about when we talk about like hyper crypto accumulation, but they're also, a $2.2 billion crypto fund. It kind of speaks for itself. The $900 million fundraising haul represents one of the largest debuts for a new venture capital firm. The Financial Times has cited 3 people. I showed 3 even though it was like behind the desk. 3 people with knowledge of the matter that Haun plans to raise $300 million for a fund designed to make early investments in cryptocurrency startups. The remaining $600 million will be allocated for a separate fund that seeks to invest in larger companies and digital tokens. Andreessen is also committing $50 million to the fund as an anchor investor, or the first entity to commit to a fund. Fantastic. This happens all the time. People never pay attention to these things. It's not as exciting or wonderful or cool as Bitcoin is moving up in price, or Ethereum did this, or Ethereum has this going on, or Dogecoin is doing that, or you can buy a hot dog with Shiba Inu, or whatever the actual case might be. Yeah, $900 million is an excessively large amount of money. This was also not part of very popular news over the course of the week. Isn't that weird? You would assume that this would actually make it, but it didn't. Anyway, here's the actual article right here from the Financial Times. I can't scroll any further down because this is one of the websites that wants me to pay for news. I don't think they know what the internet is anymore. Anyway, yeah, let's see. I usually, whenever we get news of these funds, it takes about 2 or 3 months for all the accumulation of money to kind of end. And then we end up hearing where the allocations actually went. So that'll also probably not do a gosh darn thing to the market, because for some reason, whenever we have really good news about certain coins, people just don't seem to care until the prices have gone up. Anyway, that's the Andreessen Horowitz, no longer working there, venture capital guru, raising almost $1 billion to buy up cryptocurrencies and stock from cryptocurrency companies, I assume. Yeah. Let's move on. Next up, in unsurprising news, global investment bank JP Morgan has published a report on the future outlook of crypto markets, including Ethereum's upgrades. decentralized finance, and NFTs, the bank sees cryptocurrency markets as increasingly relevant to financial services. I wonder why. I wonder what happened the last couple of years. JP Morgan analyst Kenneth Worthington published a report on the 2022 outlook for crypto markets on Friday. The analyst wrote, "The applications for crypto have only just begun." What? That's crazy. Web 3.0, greater usage of NFTs, tokenization are in the line of sight for 2022. JP Morgan sees the tokenization and fractionalization as holding particularly large promises as transaction speeds in crypto become more competitive with TradFi. Okay, the report also says DeFi was a bit of a flop in 2021, but still has a lot of potential in 2022 and beyond. Well, I mean, the idea is that not everyone wanted to use DeFi. A large argument for those of you who weren't here or haven't really dug a lot further, a large argument is that DeFi is meant to take over the current actual financial system that we have right now. Just because everyone and their mother wasn't using it for the first 13 months that it wasn't around doesn't mean that it was necessarily a flop. Like, there were billions of dollars floating through DeFi all the time. The idea, once again, being that people were able to take out loans and do all their magical things on the DeFi networks without actually having to not only ask for permission, but go through a bank. So billions of dollars being able to flow through these networks, and for it to all go okay, just on top of Ethereum, not even the other chains, that's a pretty big thumbs up, I would kind of say. So don't really think it's a flop, but sure, why not? And basically, I mean, so the main takeaway point from this discussion, if you will, and why I said this was kind of obvious, we have had indications over the last couple of years that since 2016, 2017, it appears, allegedly, people from JP Morgan are not the most bullish on Bitcoin. And if you kind of dig a bit deeper, usually within the cryptocurrency space, most times, a lot of companies have said something negative about Bitcoin. They usually say something super positive about Ethereum. I think JP Morgan Chase is also part of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, which would make a lot of sense. And also is usually the inverse as well. A lot of the people who don't care for Ethereum or think Ethereum doesn't have a bright enough future usually were some of the people who got into Bitcoin really early. So of course they have a larger amount of Bitcoin, a smaller amount of Ethereum, and therefore they want Bitcoin to win. So yeah, of course, we all know that major banks are already in the cryptocurrency space. It's not really a question of if they are here. It's that they are here. Just a matter of what exactly they're betting on. Yeah. JP Morgan Chase thinks that Ethereum is going to do even betterer in 2022. No surprise there, as everyone and their mother is waiting for Ethereum 2.0, Ethereum 2.0's merge. And yeah, let's move on. Next up, as the popularity of cryptocurrency surges and finds increasing acceptance, real estate developers are more open to accepting cryptocurrencies as a payment for homes they build. The latest to jump on the bandwagon is called a Gig Harbor, a Washington-based developer. Later this month, the developer will start taking cryptocurrencies, including Dogecoin, for real estate reports. Sure. In a recent news release, Harbor Custom Development, Inc. informed that it will accept digital currencies as payments for its listed land, developed lands, family homes, condominiums, and apartments in the company's markets in Washington, California, Texas, and Florida, commencing on the 24th of January, 2022. Not new, not surprising. It says it's somewhere, I think even around here. Okay, first of all, the coins that they're going to be accepting are Bitcoin, logically, Ethereum, USD coin, Doge, Shiba Inu, Litecoin, DAI, Bcash, Pax Dollar, Binance Dollar, Gemini Dollar, the US Dollar, and Wrapped Bitcoin. Chief Operating Officer Jeff Haberzetzer, said that accepting digital currencies for our real estate offerings indicates the flexible business model that separates us from other industry peers. Yeah, this is true, but I'm pretty sure that they're doing it because they probably have had to sit down and they're like, wait, some of these coins can probably double or triple over the next year, maybe we should start accepting some of these coins as well. So not knocking them. But I think it's kind of weird that the article mainly focused on like them accepting Dogecoin. For me personally, I would find the weirdest one here Litecoin. When was the last time you heard me say Litecoin? When was the last article that we had about Litecoin? We always talk about Bitcoin. There's always Ether. Stable coins are stable. Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, they basically walking down the street holding hands at this point. We never talk about Litecoin. DAI sometimes in the news. Bcash is Bcash. Dollar wrapped Bitcoin. So the news is this company, what are they called? A Gig Harbor is going to be accepting Litecoin for real estate and a couple of other non-name cryptocurrencies in the next couple of weeks. So if you are in the market, you know where to go. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news, Block Chief Executive Jack Dorsey has confirmed that the company plans to develop an open Bitcoin mining system for long-term future plans. The popular payments company, formerly known as Square, is venturing into Bitcoin mining business, as confirmed by the boss in a tweet on the 14th of January. Okay, Block's general manager for hardware, Thomas Templeton, stated that the firm was hiring a team in an effort to make mining more distributed and efficient in every way, from buying to setup to maintenance to mining. Did they not say mining? Oh, no, mining was here. They said, we're interested because mining goes far beyond creating new Bitcoin. We see it as a long-term need for a future that is fully decentralized and permissionless. Keeping up with his promise, as we've heard before, Jack Dorsey really likes Bitcoin. He mentioned before that he had a number of initiatives that he wanted to kind of follow through with in order to make Bitcoin more available for the everyday person, because Bitcoin mining used to be easy in 2009, 2010, 2011 and a half, and then it started getting a lot more difficult, and now you need an entire warehouse to be able to do so. There have been other companies over the last couple of years who have tried to do something similar. There was the company who made like a Bitcoin mining machine inside of a TV. How long that TV lasted for, running 24 hours a day, I'm not sure. There was the other company in 2017 and 18 who made like a heater system kind of thing, and that apparently also, I assume, did anyone buy that? So yeah, a lot of companies, and I mean, if we're focusing on Jack Dorsey and Block, are trying to make trying to make it so that it's easier for everyday people to be able to run nodes to further decentralize the network, but also, I guess, mine some Bitcoin themselves. Even now, it may seem not worth it. Have you ever seen, there's a YouTube video, I don't know what it's called, I don't remember. There's a YouTube video from a long time ago where this guy is showing himself like mining Bitcoin. The video is from like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. And then the video, the guy's like, you know, I got a couple of rigs. It's not really working out like I really wanted to. I'm only making a couple of bucks per day. And he like shows the screen of how much that he's actually making. And I think he was making like 1/10 of a Bitcoin every day. And he's like, yeah, you know, it's not really worth it to keep the machines on. But fast forward to now, you think of like, imagine making 1/10 of a Bitcoin per day. You're like, well, you did pretty gosh darn well, especially if he had kept those machines running, because I think he actually stopped them. Anyway, so you never know. I mean, even if these machines that Jack Dorsey's making gets you, 5,000 Satoshis per day, doesn't sound like a lot. But then if we get to a future where if Jack Dorsey and many other people's dreams come true and we get to a dollar parity to Bitcoin, well, guess what? You were making $5,000 a day before in the past. Anyway, that's the Jack Dorsey news. This was actually quite popular over the course of the week. Yeah, I mean, it's Jack Dorsey. Every time he's in the news, he always, makes the news. Alrighty. Oh, let's move on. And to finish things off, since Ethereum launched in 2015, the project has formed a reputation as the most well-established open-ended decentralized software platform. Okay, that was a lot. Okay. Joey Krug, Pantera Capital's co-chief investment officer, has predicted that Ethereum will play a central role in global finance in the next decade. Despite not originally being created for the express purpose of processing transactions, Krug noted that Ethereum has steadily improved its network to the point of becoming a quality hub for financial services, leading the charge and pioneering the niche of DeFi. With the growth of DeFi protocols, the hedge fund's co-chief investment officer believes that decentralized finance will become the linchpin, of the investment and financial development sector in the future. Speaking on the subject, I assume at an event or by himself in a room, Joey Krug said, if you roll the clock forward 10 to 20 years, a very sizable percent, maybe even north of 50% of the world's financial... Wow. He said in 10 to 20 years, he expects north of 50% of the world's financial transactions in some way, shape, or form will go through Ethereum in some sort of way. If that happens, that gives us at least a $40,000 to $50,000 at least Ethereum. Do you understand what it means for half the transactions taking place in the world to go through one system? I'm not going to even... Could we hit $1 million Ether from that? Think about that. Because even right now, the amount of transactions that are happening in the crypto space are very, can you say niche? Like they're just happening within the cryptocurrency space. Like this isn't anything like, we haven't, expanded as far. It's estimated once again that on the Bitcoin side, there are maybe, my foot is killing me, maybe between 50 to 100 million people, maybe, who own some portion of Bitcoin or are using Bitcoin. For Ethereum, it's a lot less. It has more transactions, but it's also a lot of people who are really like using NFTs and all these other things who are really in the space. So imagine if world governments and other companies and organizations, that's insane. Yeah. I don't doubt that this could potentially happen. Crazier things have happened in the cryptocurrency space. I think we've now gotten to the point in crypto's history where it seems incredibly likely that these experiments, if you will succeed. But it's just a matter of, I don't think anyone can actually understand where this market is going to be in 10 to 20 years. It doesn't even seem realistic to our minds, I think, to kind of think of how high Bitcoin can be, how high Ethereum can be, how much usage is actually on these networks. Imagine 50% of all transactions on the planet taking place through Ethereum, which also has a, besides the coin burn and like the deflationary system that's running in the background, they also have like the actual issuance rate of Ether also goes down the same exact way that Bitcoin's goes down. So imagine if there's like 0.2 Ether being created as opposed to, I think it's, 3.2 or something like that? I don't know the exact Ether numbers being created by the network. Anyway, you understand what I'm saying. I think that's quite fascinating. All right. Let's move on. Yeah, I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all have had a good weekend? ? Hope you all have a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.